Okay, we are live, and in breaking news uh, that is coming in right now is that the Court of Arbitration for Sports has dismissed Vinesh Fogart's appeal, which means no silver. That is the only information we can give you. What grounds they've dismissed it on, what is the reason behind it, all of those things, are still incoming. I don't have that right now, but. What we can confirm is that the appeal has been dismissed. That means there is no silver medal, there is no change of rules, there is nothing that we had been speculating for so many days. Of course, there was a delay and we were wondering why. Of course, they've deliberated, that is something that we can tell you. But the Court of Arbitration has now decided that it is done and dusted. We'll come back with some more details, but just to let you know, the silver medal is not happening. That's all that I have right now. You guys want to give some background? I have my colleague.
That is the latest breaking as far as Vinesh is concerned. No medal. The decision was supposed to come on the 16th, but this is sort of early decision. Nobody was sort of expecting this to come at this point of time, but it has come. People were expecting after there were so many delays in as far as the verdict was concerned, but now it has finally come before the deadline, and it is not good news for Vinesh.
There were three. Let's go in chronological manner as to how the story was panning out. First, of course, there was this big controversy. Second, there was hope starting to creep in from the time that you saw that first deal, for the first deferment happen. From one, there was a second deferment. From two, there was a third time as well that the case was being deferred, and that is something that happened yesterday. What we got to know from the court was that it is going to be on the 16th. Again, 9:30 was set as the deadline that you will have the Court of Arbitration for Sport declare its verdict in this controversy that has now garnered global attention. However, people thought there was a lot of there were a lot of stories doing the rounds. There was a lot of hope that had crept into the Indian fan that perhaps because you're looking at a change of rule, because there are loopholes being explored, that is why you are seeing you're seeing this deferment time and time again. However, we always said that it is going to be difficult. While those loopholes were being explored by the council, Vidushpat Singhania as well as Harish Salve, who were representing Vinesh Fogart in this big hearing. While we were getting to know that they had explored those areas that can be exploited. However, as it turns out, that is not quite the case. It's not turned out to be a favorable outcome for Vinesh Fogart, and that means that India's tally is now stuck on 6. This is where India's campaign has ended. Had the medal been given to Vinesh, it really would have changed a lot in the sport of wrestling, not just in the sport of wrestling, perhaps in the sport of boxing as well, or all those sports that involve you to stay under a particular weight category. All of that would have changed really, and so many of other petitions would then have come rolling in. There was so much talk about how you will have to seriously look at changing rules. You will have to then look at why is it you would then have to have a relook into the repechage match as well that took place, the bronze medal match that took place in the Paris Olympics. All of that would have then had to change had Vinesh Fogart been given the silver medal. So as things stand, no silver medal for Vinesh Fogart. That is what the Court of Arbitration, the sole arbitrator, Bennett, who's there, Annabelle Bennett, who's there. The verdict is now out. We were preparing for Friday the 16th. However, the verdict is already out, and there is no medal for Vinesh Fogart. On what grounds has the appeal been rejected? We are still awaiting an order, a detailed order. As you see, in most legal matters, there is a detailed order that comes out. We are awaiting that detailed order to come so that we can tell you on what grounds is it that Vinesh's case has been dismissed. However, all the hope that you and I probably had has now gone down the drain. How we look at Vinesh now going forward is a matter or is a point of discussion for future. However, Vinesh Fogart doesn't get anything here in
Exactly.
Paris. Nothing
That's,
for
that's
her.
pretty sad because she was expected to be, because of the reasons there was constant delays in the
Yeah.
result. It was supposed to come before the Olympics ended. Then it was supposed to come yesterday. There was a delay. It was supposed to come tomorrow now, but now it has finally come because it was getting so many delays, and it's still a story that is sort of building up. You'll get more updates on this, but we here broke it first to you. And also, she's planning her arrival back in India is planned on the 17th of August. So maybe she was also expecting to wait for that verdict to come on the 16th and then sort of come back to India, maybe with a medal. That is what would have been there.
What?
But I don't think any sort of a surprise in this sense. Yeah, definitely you can call this as a.
It's a setback, maybe, maybe not a surprise.
Yeah,
It's a
because it was an open and shut case. If to begin with, just because of the reason that it got so many delays, maybe that was the only reason why people were becoming a little hopeful. But if we just talk about the case, if we just go by the rules, I think it was very clear since the very beginning that it's
Yeah.
not going to be a medal
Yeah,
for her.
yeah. The rules were very clear. The UWW had made its rules very clear, and those are the rules that have been followed for all these years now. So the rules were always watertight. They were always in place as well. Everything that the International Olympic Committee had also done was in accordance with the UWW rules. So nothing was done against the rules. Yes, there is a humanitarian angle to the story, but maybe nothing beyond that, because ultimately the game is to be governed by the rules, and the rules were very clear in this very case. Whether or not there is a rule change going forward, where is there going to be enough voices, that take this issue up in the future, whether this matter is raised in the future, it is something that we will all have to wait and see. But for now, nothing for Vinesh Fogart. Vinesh Fogart will be welcomed on the 17th, as Ashwat just pointed out. On the 17th, in the national capital at the Terminal 3 is when she is expected to fly back. She will nonetheless get a hero's welcome, but that's going to be about it. There is a huge roadshow being planned as well. Bajrang Punia has put out what the route of that roadshow of sorts will be. What are those areas she's going to be crossing? However, that's about it. It ends over there for Vinesh Phogat. Despite all the efforts of the Indian Olympic Association, all the efforts of everyone involved in the case, including somebody like Harish Salve, including Vidushpat Singhania as well, nothing happening as far as
In fact,
that
the IOA
medal
has also
plea
come
is
out
concerned.
with their statement here. They have definitely shown that how heartbreaking it is for them, and they are still standing by the side of Vinesh Fogart, and also that all the everyone from the IOA tried their best. All the loopholes were tried to show, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And I think there were many things that were taken into account. Even just the fact that the case has gone till so far, there were so many delays. I think that clearly shows that there were many loopholes that were tried to look into. There were genuine efforts made by the IOA to sort of get Vinesh this medal here.
Yeah, and I'll just try reading out some
Yeah.
excerpts of that letter that Sarshwat was just pointing out. There is disappointment that has been cited by the IOA in this order that's come out from the sole arbitrator, and the press release says that. The marginal discrepancy of 100 grams and the resultant consequences has profound impact, not in terms of Vinesh's career, but also raises serious questions about the ambiguous rules and their interpretation. The IOA firmly believes that total disqualification of an athlete for such a weight infraction on the second of the 2 days warrants a deeper examination. Our legal representatives had duly brought this out in their submissions before the sole arbitrator, but we're not happy with what has happened here. In light of the CAS order, this IOA continues to stand in full support of Vinesh Fogart and is exploring further legal options. Let me say that again. So IOA, the Indian Olympic Association, is still looking at other options that can be explored. Whether or not that changes things is something we will have to wait and see. But maybe there is another move that the IOA is planning. However, if cases in the past are to go by, like we said, this was also going to be something uphill for the IOA and the legal council. But they are saying that they will explore further legal options. Whether or not a review petition can be filed is something we will have to wait and see. The IOA also says that it is committed to ensuring that Vinesh's case is heard. It will continue to advocate for justice and fairness in sports, ensuring that the rights and dignity of athletes and everyone in the sport folds are upheld at all times, and we will continue to be with Vinesh in this tough time. So that's the update that we had for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.
You'll keep getting more updates on
You
this,
will.
as this is just a developing story right now. You'll also have her coming back on the 17th. She would be welcomed back like a champion, like a hero itself. Or the country already considers her as one of the winners at the Olympics, no matter she got a medal or not. But definitely a heartbreaking thing for Vinesh.
Absolutely. Next up, we will be live very shortly. Nikhil will be bringing you all the details. We here at Sports Today are awaiting the details. Remember, this is a developing story. We've just gotten to know that the verdict is out, that her plea has been dismissed. We are awaiting more details. What is it that the order states? On what grounds was the plea rejected? We will give you a dissection of everything. So don't go anywhere. It's a developing story. As it snowballs further, we will bring you all those details here on Sports Today. For now, Sashwat and I will take a leave.